Good morning, good night. I thought I'd do a little bit of an update for you on my Innokinetic ShiftR111. And the reason I wanted to do that is, well, it's been about 6 months and I've had it in the car for that period of time. I've driven the car. I've done about 1,500 miles in that time period. I've done track sprints. I've done quite a few autocrosses. I've done a pro solo, which is sort of like an autocross with some drag strip launches. I've got videos on that. And, you know, I've just lived with the car with the Innokinetic ShiftR111. And here's my thoughts. Well, first of all, let's talk about what I did. I installed the ShiftR111 along with the trans cables, right? Both of them came from Innokinetic and they both went in. It was a pretty, significant install and taking out all of the interior of the car and then also getting into the engine area so you could have access to the cables. The old cables were ready to go. Like, honestly, I'm going to praise the shifter a lot. The cables probably don't get enough benefit. They don't get enough positive speech because the old cables were just terrible. I don't know why I still have these. I keep meaning to throw out like the old cables, but there's something about them. Like, I can't bring myself to do. I'm going to do it. I'm going to throw them out. But the point is, the old cables were out. They're like rusted. They're like sticky. They don't slide correctly. They were like falling apart in my hands. I bet you could have a significant improvement to your shifting for an early model Evora, 2009, 10, 11, 2011 and before, right? Big improvement just from the shift cables alone, the trans cables as Innokinetic calls them. That being said, putting in the trans cables along with the shifter transforms the shifting experience. The shifter itself, I was sort of concerned. I assembled the shifter myself. Like, it comes in pieces. Like, you got to put it together. It's fine. It's just like connects. It's just like Lego. It's not a big deal. Put it together, put some Loctite on everything. I was pretty worried that at some point, especially the way I drive this car, because I drive it pretty hard, a bolt or a nut or something was going to come loose and it was going to malfunction. It was going to be sort of like, that's annoying. Let me tighten that bolt up again. No, nothing. Which I think, is good, right? I mean, I used Loctite where I needed to use Loctite. I make sure things were torqued correctly. And I'm really happy with the feel of the shifter, how precise it is, and just the way that it works, right? So I'm going to heap the praise on the shifter. I think the trans cables are equally good, with one caveat to both. The trans cables, when they go in, they require a cut for the Evora, and it's not clear in the instructions. So Innokinetic, fix it, get some better instructions. If you're working on a new version, make sure that that's clearly documented, because it's a good piece of kit. No, I think it's a great piece of kit. I'm very happy with it. It's funny because for the amount of time and money that I spent on it, it's not very flashy. It's not very whiz-bang. Someone doesn't look into the window and think, oh my God, you have the Innokinetic shifter. Not really, because in the Evora, it's all hidden. But it is there, and I know it, and those with a keen eye will recognize, the bollock, the ball shifter that is on it, and rejoice. It's a great piece of kit. So that's my short review. This is my 6-month review of the Innokinetic ShiftR111. I have no complaints. If any complaints I might have had through the install, because there were some small challenges with it, are gone now that it's in and I'm using it. Make sure, I want to put this to bed. There's still this sort of rumor that you can't get the shifter to shift correctly and position into neutral. It took me a while. There is a bit of patience required. There's a little guess, check, and revise involved, and it did take a little while to adjust the cables and adjust the length and adjust the tension and make sure that the shifter always recovered to neutral. It was sprung back to the center point. But once I did that, And it did take me a good evening of just sort of working and climbing in the car and adjusting and tightening it up and getting it right. But once I did that, it has been perfect since. So, Shinu, thank you at Interkinetic. And also, I really have to shout out to Monkey Wrench Racing. They were awesome. They worked with me getting this shipped out quickly. Matt, Monkey Wrench Racing, check them out. I don't care who you buy it from. Buy it from whoever you want. But I'm telling you, Matt at Monkey Wrench runs a good shop. Hey guys, appreciate it. Take care.
All right, we're about to merge onto the highway in a minute. The best compliment I can really give this shifter and the cables is that it requires no time to learn it. It immediately falls to hand and immediately feels natural once it's set up. You got to take the time to set it up.